Quiet on the set. Lights. Camera. Action. Roll camera.
Welcome to podcast 37. You'll probably be glad to know this is the last podcast about the mini marriage retreat, but that's how passionate we are. We've done a series of these just on the mini marriage retreat, and this one, just to kind of wrap it up, a few last tips before you take your first retreat. One is that you are going to develop a history with God.
Yes.
I mean, we can't say enough about this tool and the faith history God has given us through it. This journal has recorded all our mini marriage retreats from the very beginning when we were pretty floundering around quite a bit, pretty much, until just the most recent one that we took. And I can't tell you what it's like to have a record of what God has done as we look back 90 days and look forward 90 days. The other little tip we want to leave with you is actually Clint's analogy of how to set out on this idea of having mini marriage retreats in your marriage.
Yeah, and one thing we want to say is we've given you a lot of information in this chapter on the mini marriage retreat, and it might seem very overwhelming to a lot of you out there because you've never done something like this before. But what we want to do is kind of compare it to the marathon analogy that we've been talking about over the last 36 podcasts. You need to start slow and work your way up to it. If you want to run a marathon, your body's not equipped right now to be able to run that race tomorrow. You need to train. In fact, if you're going to run a marathon, you're going to have to train 6 to 9 months before you complete the race. And the thing is if you train for that 6 or 9 months, you'll have success. So here's the training. You have some hard days, you have some easy days, and then the most important is the rest days. And a lot of us don't take those rest days. And the thing about it is if you incorporate all three of those actions of training, you'll be very successful and be able to complete that marathon down the road. But it's the same thing with the mini marriage retreat. Exactly. What you need to do in every area that we gave you is only pick maybe 1 or 2 goals in each category. Keep it small and make it simple. And you know what? There's some people that get all fired up and they want to make this big old plan and they want it to be a 10-step plan. And the thing is, they do one mini marriage retreat and never do it again because it was too tough and they couldn't complete the goals they set. Make your goals easy. Make them so you can be successful. Yeah. And God will walk with you, and as time goes along, your goals will get bigger and grander, but God will help you to develop those things. But the most important thing is you need to do it. And if you do it, Penny and I, we saw our marriage change because we were dedicated every 90 days to go out with God and say, God, what do you want to do in these areas?
That's right. We always say, start small, pray big. That's and this marriage retreat, this mini marriage retreat idea, tweak it. It does not have to look exactly like ours looks or exactly what you read in the book. Tweak the tool to fit your marriage. Don't try to make your marriage adjust and fit into some kind of little box. Tweak the tool. We want you to be successful and to give it a trial run and have that go so well that you're like, oh, I can't wait for our next one. And that's what's happened in our marriage. So this wraps up the little section on the mini marriage retreats, and then we'll be moving to the last chapter. I can't believe it. The last chapter of the book, chapter 12.
And what is that?
Traveling into new territories.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. God bless.